is a main thing going on today. You know, men go out and they get girls pregnant and they kick them to the curb. Still happening, man. Still ungodliness going on right now. Then Sarai mistreated Hagar. So she fled from her. So Hagar, here she's pregnant. Sarai gave her to Abram to get her pregnant. And now there's all this strife because they would not listen to what God had to say. They would not trust him. The angel of the Lord found Hagar near a spring in the desert. It was the spring that is beside the road to Shur. And he said, Hagar, servant of Sarai, where have you come from and where are you going? As if he didn't know, right? I'm running away from my mistress Sarai, she answered. Then the angel of the Lord told her, go back to your mistress and submit to her. Sometimes we as people have to bite the bullet, so to speak, do the right thing. And a lot of times it don't seem to us like it's the best thing. But remember, his ways are not our ways. Go back to your mistress and submit to her, the angel added. So I will so increase your descendants that they will be too numerous to count. Now, guys, I need you to start paying attention to this stuff right now because you're going to find out why radical Muslims hate us. The angel of the Lord also said to her, you are now with child and you will have a son. Remember that this son was conceived outside of the instructions of God, right? They decided, rather than to trust God, they decided to have an offspring another way. That's very important. You are now with child and you will have a son. You shall name him Ishmael. Very important name right there, guys. For the Lord has heard your misery. Now, this here, now they're going to explain the personality of Ishmael. The one that was born because of their sin, right? He was born out of their sin. So check him out. He will be a wild donkey of a man. His hand will be against everyone, and everyone's hand against him. Does it sound like kind of like normal about what's going on right now? You know? And he will live in hostility toward all his brothers. She gave this name to the Lord who spoke to her. You are the son, you are the God who sees me. For she said, I have now seen the one who sees me. That is why the well was called Bir Lahai Roy. It is still there, between Kadesh and Bered. So Hagar bore Abram a son, and Abram gave the name Ishmael to the son she had born. Abram was 86 years old when Hagar bore him Ishmael. Now, you can kind of understand why Abram and Sarai would have some doubts, right? 86 years old, going to have a baby? You know, I mean, it ain't looking good. God reaffirms his promise to Abraham. In Genesis chapter 17, verses 15 to 19, God also said to Abram, as for Sarai your wife, you are no longer to call her Sarai. Her name will be Sarah. I will bless her and will surely give you a son by her. We're right back to the original now. I will bless her so that she will be the mother of nations. Kings of peoples will come from her. Abraham fell face down. He laughed and said to himself, will a son be born to a man 100 years old? Will Sarah bear a child at the age of 90? And Abram said to God, if only Ishmael might live under your blessing. Then God said, yes, but your wife wife Sarah will bear you a son, and you will call him Isaac. I will establish my covenant with him. This is a very important sentence here. Abraham was trying to get God to bring his blessing under Ishmael. God wouldn't do it. Ishmael was born out of their sin. God had another plan, and God was going to implement it. I will establish my covenant with him as an everlasting, that means it will never end, covenant for his descendants after him. So Isaac was born to Sarah. God is going to have his way. In Genesis chapter 18, verses 10 to 15, then the Lord said, I will surely return to you about this time next year, and Sarah, your wife, will have a son. Now Sarah was listening at the entrance of the tent, which was behind him, and Abraham and Sarah were already old and well advanced in years, and Sarah was past the age of childbearing. So Sarah laughed to herself as she thought, after I am worn out and my master is old, will I now have this pleasure? Then the Lord said to Abraham, why did Sarah laugh and say, will I really have a child now that I am old? Is anything too hard for the Lord? Guys, I want to tell you, nothing is impossible with God. And even in your own life, the Bible says, I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. Impossible is not impossible anymore with God. Is anything too hard for the Lord? I will return to you at the appointed time next year, and Sarah will have a son. Sarah was afraid, so she lied and said, I did not laugh. But he said, yes, you did laugh. The bottom line here, guys, check this out. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob produced Christianity, produced Israel, Christianity. Ishmael produced the Arab countries. Ishmael's line was not blessed by God. And the word said that there's going to be strife and fighting between him and all his brothers. You see? And so God had his way. Can you imagine an old lady having a baby? Man, that blows me away. That is so awesome. Because God said it. But you know, guys, when you think about how powerful is our God? You know, we kind of take for granted the biblical stories of miracles. Do you know how to part the Red Sea? Can you do that? I can't do that. I don't need to know how he did it to believe that he did. I have no idea how God caused Sarah to have a baby. Is it really that amazing though? When God could impregnate Mary, you know, I mean, God could cause Mary to be pregnant without having sex with a guy. I mean, to him it's nothing. But look at the devastation that happened because Sarai and Abram didn't believe God. All the stuff that's going on now are the descendants of Ishmael. And they want to wipe Israel off the face of this earth. Why? I just read you the story. God knew that there would be wars and strife and all this stuff right from the beginning. Before Ishmael was even born,